Target, our communal happy place. Let's go shopping.
We all love Target. Who doesn't? We're gonna go in and find all of the keto items that I either do or do not recommend at Target. Let's go.
First, it's so exciting to see these Siete grain-free tortilla chips. I love these. These are like the only real chips that I recommend to clients. It's just that it's really hard to keep your serving size in order because they're not exactly low carb, but you can fit them into your macros. So I love that they're available at Target now. Thank the Lord. Next, we have a wide variety of Zevia. This is my preferred, soda replacement. They also have Virgil's, which is great, and Reed's if you're into a diet ginger ale. Those are the best brands in my opinion, and they are all at Target, so it's super convenient. This is the margarita mix that I recommend. You can see that on my Instagram stories. I'll put it here, but this is one of the only ones that actually is sweetened with sucralose, and it tastes amazing. I use this all the time when I'm making margaritas. Just make sure you're getting the one that says light, not the regular. They look almost identical, so just be careful. Not a bad price. Super coffee. I can never find the refrigerated creamer at Target, but they do always have these little to-go guys that I keep in my fridge sometimes. I love super coffee, and I love that you can find it at Target. My favorite flavors are actually these two that you can see here, the hazelnut and the mocha. The ingredients are super clean, monk fruit, MCT oil, love it. For those of you who like cheese chips, these oven-baked Parmesan cheese chips are great, and they're made by the Target brand. I forget what it's called, Good and something. But these are pretty clean ingredients, and if you are somebody who likes these kinds of things or similar to like moon cheese, etc., it's really convenient that they have them at such a good low price here at Target with the Target brand. If you're into Epic bars, these are the best protein bars you can really get because they're actually protein. They're made from chicken, really clean ingredients, high protein if it's something that's hard for you to get in. I really like these. They are a little bit expensive, but I mean, you are getting actual chicken and whole ingredients. And I think it's kind of worth it to have portable chicken whenever you want. Throw these in your purse, super convenient. I spy these little Think keto bars. Think notoriously is not keto, but now that they have keto bars, let's take a look and see if these ingredients are actually legit. Upon inspection, I mean, we have peanuts, erythritol, whey protein. The total carbs is pretty high. When you subtract the sugar alcohol, it's not too bad. I haven't tasted them myself, but it's nice that they have something like this at Target. Chicory root fiber can be, person to person. So just, if it works for you, it works for you. I wouldn't say a hard no, but not a hard yes either. These, however, are a hard yes. They're almost too much of a hard yes. If you like Famous Amos, these chocolate chip ones are pretty much the equivalent. They are amazing. The first ingredient is almond flour, and it's sweetened with a blend of stevia, erythritol, and monk fruit, which means you're not going to get that weird aftertaste from having too much of any one of those individually. I mean, this is a perfect movie theater snack or a movie time snack at home since we can't go to the movie theater, sadly. But the ingredients are actually pretty legit. There's a little bit of cornstarch in there, but it's very low on the list.
I love that they have flavored macadamia nuts, and actually these are not a bad price. They look expensive, but macadamia nuts kind of tend to be expensive, you guys. So the fact that you can get any nuts, really, there's so many varieties at Target. You just need to be cognizant of the ingredients, if they're sweetened or not, etc. You don't want to be getting some honey roasted nut and then you're covered in sugar. So just be careful and be mindful. But macadamia nuts themselves are the perfect ratio keto nut. Everybody says so. It's mostly fat with a little bit of protein. A little goes a long way calorically too. If you're somebody who likes beef jerky, they have at Target this zero sugar beef jerky from Tillamook. Most beef jerkies have sugar in them. So it's great that they have this option. The macros are pretty stellar. Again, I don't eat jerky myself because I'm not really struggling to get protein in, but if you're going on a camping trip or a road trip, something like this or those epic bars that I showed you earlier is a great option. They finally have Lily's bars at Target, a pretty good variety too. Plus this Chocolate Love XO brand, no sugar added. I haven't tried these myself, but that's pretty exciting to see. I'm checking out the macros and the ingredients here just to make sure that it is legit. There is inulin from chicory root fiber and isomalt from beets. Typically, inulin and isomalt you should be suspect of, but the fact that they show you where it's sourced makes me respect it, and I'm going to give this a try. But in general, I really trust Lily's. Everything that they put out is phenomenal. These are a great source of high fat with minimal net carbs. Swerve! Swerve can be polarizing because it does have oleosaccharides in it. That can cause some people to have a slight insulin response, but for most people it doesn't. 90% of people, I would say, are totally fine with Swerve. They have both varieties, so it's super convenient at a pretty decent price. I don't know if Target has the best price on Swerve, but this is a pretty good one. You can see that it's mostly erythritol with those oleosaccharides, which can be polarizing, but proceed with caution, but most people are fine. They also have amazing deals, and that Good and Gather, Target brand is making their own flours. So we have almond flour and coconut flour at a great price. Look at that coconut flour, $2.99. Are you kidding? This is a great place to get a really decent price on these flour substitutes, and it's organic. We also have so many varietals of fats. We have coconut oil, ghee. It's really amazing that Good and Gather, this Target brand, is really honing in on what people want, and now we have really affordable ghee, spray coconut oil, spray olive oil. There's so many options here at Target and at a pretty decent price point, especially with that Target brand. So this is a pretty good stop for any and all things oil. And let's not forget, lard is also a cheap and viable option. I don't know if you've tried these. I like them from Birch Benders, the Keto Pancakes. These are great when you're traveling, if you're on a trip or you have access to a kitchen. I used to use these a lot on tour because I didn't want to have all the individual ingredients. Tiger nut flour, I still don't even know what that is, but it's fine. I prefer making pancakes myself with my own ingredients, but for convenience, these are pretty great, and the fact that you can pick them up at Target is super helpful. I may get some flack from people because this is made with sucralose, but I'm not anti-sucralose. Sucralose works for me. I tell all my clients that it either works for you or it doesn't, and you kind of have to just try it out. But for those of you who love chai tea lattes, this is such a great way to do it at home. It's literally just black tea, vanilla, spices, and sucralose. And look at the comparison of these macros. You have 0 grams of carbs versus 31 in the original. I mean, people probably don't even realize that when they're getting a chai tea latte, even these kinds that they're making at home, they are saving so many carbs by buying the sugar-free version. Rayo's marinara sauce is touted in the low-carb and keto world because it has very simple ingredients, clean, no added sugars. It's one of the lower-carb sauces, but Good and Gather does it again with their marinara, even the tomato and basil. It's half the price, and the ingredients are just as clean. We're looking at 5 net carbs, and look at that ingredients list. It is so clean. I bet this is super tasty. I can't wait to try it myself. It says it's imported from Italy as well. And now for my least favorite product of all time. I know a lot of people use these, but you guys, when you see dietary fiber is like 3/4 of the amount of total carbohydrate, and then the first few ingredients are just wheat, I think that speaks for itself. These are just added fibers, not good for a keto diet. You're gonna get gastrointestinal distress, and they're going to hurt you and stall you on your process. So just avoid. There are so many good tortilla replacements out there that are so much better than this. You don't have to give up ketchup. Now Heinz makes no sugar added, so it's a lot better for a low-carb diet, more straightforward ingredients. And let's take a look at the difference in that nutrition label. Also, G. Hughes makes this sugar-free brand. There's lots of sugar-free and keto-friendly sauces in this general area. I really enjoy a lot of these. The majority of them are low-carb. You have to read the ingredients just to make sure. Primal Kitchen is also available at Target now. These are pretty much tried and true if you see them advertised somewhere. or available somewhere, those are pretty safe usually. Even things like this that aren't advertised, they do have vegetable oils, which are no good. But if you're somebody who isn't super strict about that, they are technically low carb. I also have these GQ sugar-free barbecue sauces. I use these all the time. These are great. They're not my absolute favorite low carb barbecue sauce. I prefer Sweet Baby Ray's, which is made with allulose, which gives it a more authentic texture. It's not so runny. This is by far my favorite if you're gonna go for a sugar-free barbecue sauce. But honestly, it's gonna be up to personal preference and your tolerance to certain sugar alcohols or allulose, person to person, but I'm definitely picking this one up. When it comes to mayonnaise, avocado oil mayo is always the best, but not all of them are created equal. Some of them just have avocado oil in the ingredients, but there are still other not so great vegetable oils in there. This is an example of one that is olive oil. So it has olive oil, but it still has canola and soybean oil. No bueno. Primal Kitchen is just avocado oil, much better ingredients. And this Sir Kensington's ones is also really good ingredients. These two are great options, but just be mindful when you're picking out mayo that you're not getting duped. Peanut butter. It's so hard to find peanut butter that does not have sugar or palm oil in the ingredients. Look at this. This is literally just creamed peanuts. It's exactly what we're looking for. Again, the Good and Gather brand is here for us. For example, you can find ones like this Justin's that just has palm oil and peanuts in it. It doesn't have sugar, but if we can get a peanut butter that doesn't even have palm oil in it, then that would be even better. See, this one has palm oil. Not ideal, not the worst, but not ideal. However, most peanut butters, even if they say they're natural, they usually have all sorts of gums, sugar, etc. Look at this. The first ingredient after peanuts is sugar and palm oil. It's simple, but it's definitely still filled with sugar. So don't go that route, especially when something is super affordable and super clean like this one from Good and Gather. Another case of deceptive marketing. This says it's a cauliflower crust, right? It should be low carb, you would think, if you didn't look at the back. It's 94 grams of carbs for this entire pizza. I'm trying to find the ingredients on this box, but I ended up finding out that there's rice, there's cornstarch, there's all sorts of stuff in here. Brown cane sugar. I mean, this thing is hardly low carb, not at all, not even in the least bit. And if you just looked at the outside box and it said cauliflower, you would never know. So that's why it's always important to trust the ingredients. This, however, from Quest, while a high protein option, maybe a little bit higher protein than most keto macros should be, it is safe for a keto diet within moderation. Just be mindful. The fiber in here is not necessarily one to be worried about. There's a little bit of corn fiber, but not anything crazy. Mostly it's made from cheese and protein powder. I never have an issue with this, and nor do my clients, so I do recommend this one if you're at Target. Birch Benders are back with some little waffles. Again, I think it's easier to make a chaffle and better macros, but if you're a convenience person, these aren't horrible. They are available at Target. Halo Top is the only keto variety of ice cream carried at Target right now. However, it is my least favorite keto ice cream on the planet. To me, it is just absolutely disgusting. Their keto variety tastes like pure chalk. With so many great keto ice cream options out there, I just don't understand why Target only carries these. However, these Too Good yogurts, they have so many different varieties and they're on sale right now. Hello. This is great. It's a low-carb yogurt. If you don't want to make your own, I will link a recipe down below to a homemade yogurt. And what's great is that Too Good actually makes a big size now of their plain version, which is so great. I didn't even know that they made this. So I found it here. Again, I prefer to make my own yogurt. It's definitely lower carb than even this is, but if you strain this, then you can make it even lower carb while getting some of the whey out, because all of the carbohydrate is in that liquid whey. But it's so cool to make big ones now. Here we have some Applegate no sugar uncured bacon. You want to look for something that doesn't have sugar in it and something that's uncured, and this is a decent price for a super, super healthful, no antibiotics ever piece of bacon. Really cool that they have this at Target. Also, Target has a pretty great cheese selection. If you're gonna make a charcuterie board or something, they even have 3 different varieties of Kerrygold cheese. The prices are pretty decent, and you can make a really awesome charcuterie board just from these fancy cheeses that you can find in the refrigerated section at Target. Always pick a block. Don't buy those pre-cut things. It's never as good, especially when they have so many affordable, great options. Speaking of cheese, I saw these mini string cheeses and cheese curds in a variety of flavors. I don't know what a string cheese that tastes like grilled cheese is. I'm wondering if it's smoked. Hilarious. Also, they carry this unsweetened, no sugar added, almond coconut cream pumpkin spice creamer. I picked this up. This is actually really delicious. You do have to sweeten it because it's not sweetened, so I add stevia or monk fruit to my coffee when I add this, but it's great if you're really after that pumpkin spice flavoring. I really enjoyed it. Khalifa's doing some really good work. Here's another keto creamer available at Target. It has some added collagen, MCT oil, etc. It's a little bit pricier, but for such a quality item, I think it's a good deal. However, don't use these. In the advent of so many of these great creamer options, don't go for something where the second ingredient is corn syrup and then vegetable oil. This is not the road to health. Is it going to kick you out of ketosis? No. But is it the most healthful thing for you? No. So I would avoid. There's so many better options. Also in the supplement section, so out of the grocery aisle, you will see all of these amazing Quest products. You know I love Quest. They are not always low carb, they are higher in protein, but they do provide some great options, especially if you're missing chips and you don't want to do the siete chips. Whew, these new tortilla varietals are really amazing. I love the chili lime and the loaded taco one. It tastes like an actual taco. Also, the double chocolate cookie is my favorite. It's not a bad price, and these are in individual bags, so they're great for already maintaining portion control, unlike the siete chips. Do not, however, get these hero bars. They say 1 gram of sugar, but the carb count is much higher. Go for the traditional varieties of the bars if you're a bar person, or go to those snack ones, much, much better, or go for the cookies. Those are such a guilty pleasure, but not a guilty pleasure. They also have some different varieties of collagen. Just make sure that your collagen has a nutrition label on the back. And then as far as these Premier Protein drinks, these are really popular in the keto community, but they're really, really high in protein. And most of us aren't looking to have high protein in our diet. We're looking for high fat, moderate protein. So I don't really see the benefit in those. In terms of collagen, that's a whole different story. That is important to supplement, but just make sure that there's a nutrition label on the back and that the first ingredient is actually collagen peptides. Most collagens taste like feet, so if you want a good recommendation for one, let me know. I will put it down below. I like the ones from Codeage and 1UP Nutrition.
Guys, that does it for this keto haul. If you want more tips and tricks that can help you on a keto journey, download my free PDF down below, Carbs to Keto. It's super helpful, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.